Heidi from Bella Joy Pottery, and one of the most common questions I get asked is how to fix your broken pottery. Now, I'm sorry to tell you I don't have time to fix your broken pottery, but I am taking the time to make a little video tutorial for you to show you how to fix your own pottery. So, let's get started. The first thing you'll need is some plastic sheeting or any other material that you don't care if it gets ruined. The second thing you'll need is a piece of plastic that's a little more heavy, like a tray or just something to move your project around. You'll also need some tape. I have some Scotch tape and I have some packaging tape. You will also need an adhesive. I recommend E6000. It works really well and it's easy to use because it's thicker and it's easier to work with. Later in the video I'm going to show you how to put some gold in your glue, so you'll need some powdered gold. You will also need a plastic knife, a paper plate, and an X-Acto with a sharp blade. So, let's do this. So I have two cats, two bad cats, who broke this plate. Bad cats. Okay, so it's got 4 pieces, so today we're going to put it together. You can see it's kind of a nice, even crack. So, let's do this. The first thing you're going to do is take some of your E6000 and put it right on the plate. This is just easier because it gives you more control as to where to put your glue. And make sure you do this in a well-ventilated area because it smells awful. Awful. Okay, so I'm going to take my plastic knife and I'm going to load it up by swirling it around in the plastic plate like you would if you were eating spaghetti with a fork. And it's got a little tail that goes away when you swirl it. So then you're going to take your plate. Can you see this okay? You're going to put the glue along the edge. I'm going to get some more. This is a really old plate, by the way, if you see this on the video and you're like, what is that? This plate? I don't even know how old it is. I'll see if I can see a date on the other piece. So just fill that in. And don't worry about the thickness. I mean, you want it thick, but it doesn't have to be super thick because you'll pinch it together and the glue will squeeze out. So what you do is make sure. 2006. This is a really old plate of mine. You're gonna squeeze it together nice and tight. And while I'm doing this, I'm lining everything up so you can line up all the details. And since this is plastic, if the glue squirts out through the bottom, it won't stick to it. Once it dries, you can just kind of pop it off. Then I'm going to also do these 2 little pieces. I just like to see how they'll fit together. And now you can see there's chunks out of this. You can paint that in later. So take your piece and load your knife back up. You can see that little tail. And I'm just going to put some more glue on here. And I'm just going to push this into place. You might be able to hear the crunch on the video. And I like to glue it all at once so then I can make sure it lines up well. And then I'll be able to show you what that tape's for in just a second. So if you brought your piece to me and you said, I broke my plate, this is what I would do. This is how I would fix it. And you take this piece and you're going to push them all together. Now what you're going to do, because of the wonderful gravity, these will start to slide. They'll start to settle. So take some tape and apply it on those tape lines. Just nice and easy. And that way it just kind of keeps it in place while it's drying. Now you won't be able to, I wouldn't eat off this plate, but you could still use it to decorate like a plate wall, or put it up on a plate rack or anything like that. You could even use it as yard art if you wanted to. So there's that first one. You can see the lines and everything. Good. Alright, so I'm just going to set this one down, and I want to show you another technique that they use a lot in Asia, mainly Japan, and it's called kintsugi. Now that's where you take gold and use it to replace, or not to replace, but to fix the cracks. So the Japanese believe that once you break a piece, you actually make it more valuable once you add the gold. So instead of throwing things away, they repair it. So you can see I've done a little here. Now you can buy gold kits online, but since the price of gold is so much, I'm going to show you an inexpensive way to do it yourself. So I dropped this platter when I was cleaning out my garage, and I'm just going to piece some of the things back together. Just to see how they fit. And this one must go here. It does, okay. So the first two pieces I'm going to glue back together are these two. So what you do for this technique is you take some gold, and this is just powdered gold pigment. So take a little and just sprinkle it on your paper plate. And just start with a little. And then I'm going to put a little more glue on my paper plate. There's different tints of this gold if you don't like this kind of a coppery bright gold. You can find different gold tints. So I'm just going to scoop some of that gold into my E6000, and then you're going to mix it. You just kind of push down, just like you're mixing anything that's wet and dry together. And this way you're going to saturate your adhesive with the gold, so it's nice and wet. And it starts to look a lot like frosting. It's pretty. Shiny. Okay, so the same twirl like you did before. And we're going to put these two together. So just put some of that gold along that. Okay. And you'll take this other piece and you're going to line them up and push it together. Now, based on the break, it depends how much of the gold will come out. Can you see the different lines? Okay, so I'm just going to set this piece aside for a second. I'm going to go back to this piece, make sure that's the one I want. And it is. So I'm going to load my knife and just put some of that gold glue along the edge. that in. And then I'm going to take this other piece that we just worked on, and I'm going to put some of that gold glue on this. Oh, that fell. That's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll show you how to take care of all that. See how I don't get mad when the little piece fell off? I mean, I already broke the platter, so there's nothing. That is easy to fix. So we're going to take this, we're going to line it back up. There we go. And we're going to line this new piece up. And I've got gold all over my hand. Don't worry about it. You can see I'm getting it all over. It's okay, because I'm going to show you in a minute when we go back that you can cut that excess off once it dries. So there's that. And then I'm going to take a piece of tape just to hold it in place for a minute while I grow a third hand. There, so that'll hold it for just a second. Now, I'm going to take some of this packaging tape and set that aside. You're going to put this underneath. Now this makes sure, this lines it all up so it doesn't fall. Okay, and then that piece of Scotch tape is cute, but that's not going to hold very well. So we're going to take another piece of packaging tape. It's going to get loud. Okay, and then that'll hold better. Okay, that just needs to hold for a second while we glue this piece in. So I'm going to take the glue again, the gold glue, and we're going to load this knife up. You know, and if you want, you can glue one piece at a time. I'm just showing you all of it together because it's just easier for a video. And then we're going to, you hear that crunch? That's good. That means you're applying a lot of pressure. Okay, so then I'm going to take, and the reason I'm putting the packaging tape on the back side is so it doesn't squish the gold. And make sure that when you do that, you tape it to the part of your piece that's stable, just so it has an anchor. Okay, so you can see that. There's this chunk I forgot, but I'm gonna have to wait because I put all that tape down. But I want to show you, if you get your gold or your glue someplace you didn't intend, how you can remove it. So if you get your gold or your glue somewhere you don't want, you don't have to worry, and you don't have to take your finger and smear it. Just let it be. Just relax, let it be. Then you can come back and get a fresh blade for your X-Acto knife, and I'll prop this up so you can see it. So here you can see that this gold is kind of smeared. So what you can do is just take your X-Acto blade and cut it off. Now you can put a thin line down and then cut into it. Because I know some people like really fine gold lines, and so you can cut them to be the thickness. or the thinness that you desire. So you can see how it's just kind of peeling off. And then always make a line. Because sometimes if you just try and pull it, you'll pull that whole section off. See, so I just pulled that little area. So, that's how you fix your pottery. It's pretty easy. If you have any questions on how to do this, feel free to email me. My email address is heidi@bellajoypottery.com, and I will talk to you later. Bye!